Hi, everyone. I'm Dave Johnson and Paul Stowers. I'm glad you're my friend and business partner. And just a little introduction here. This is my all-time favorite product that I've ever used. I was introduced to this 7 years ago, and actually a little bit of background. This has been on the market for about 20 years. Millions of bottles have been sold through different companies. It's gone around the world. The thing that's new is our biochemist who created this category. He's actually doing it for himself now, and we're helping him build that business. And the thing that is significant and why it's my favorite product is 7 years ago, I was searching for answers and alternative to some health challenges, and I got this diagnosis. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. And less than 3 months later of using what we affectionately call the Marcy dose, taking 10 drops every waking hour, I got a call from my doctor saying, hey, I've got some great news. The great news from the doctor is a great news. And what we've found is, and maybe just a little bit of background if you're just first being introduced to this, what this is fun to share with people. Have you ever heard of clenoptilolite? Almost no one has, but if you talk about what that is, just real briefly, that's actually one of the major minerals that's in the Earth's crust. It's a category of about 50 different zeolites. These are made by volcanoes when the ash or lava, different things interact with ocean water typically, and over millions of years, different types of crystals are created. Clenoptilolite has this unique crystalline structure and electrical charge where it just elegantly is attracted to bad stuff, but is not very interested in good stuff. As an example, zinc, calcium, magnesium, the essential minerals that we need to thrive. It's not very interested in those, but the things that are really bad for us, lead, cadmium, mercury, arsenic, antimony, and so forth, it loves those. And so here's the thing. Actually, you do some research, you realize that it's on Amazon and capsules, powders. It's actually been used for hundreds of years, and you'll see reviews. But the limitation is it's relying on the normal eliminative processes like liver and things like that, and it remains in the digestive tract. Well, Rick, the biochemist, I think there was a eureka moment in the 90s where he saw this study where some guys got the idea to administer it to dogs that had some problems through an IV. And so a couple of things. First off, it helped the dogs, but also how could I get that into the body systemically in the bloodstream without an IV? And so he is the category creator of making these particles small enough so that you just go like this, and moments later, it's entered your bloodstream, and everywhere your blood is going, it's taking these little micro crystals that just love bad stuff, and it goes everywhere your blood's going. And then when it's filled with bad stuff, it comes out through the kidneys. And some of the earliest clinical studies show that heavy metals and other toxins increases by even 15-fold in some instances, like coal miners and people like that that have an extra burden. But just living on Earth, every time we breathe, drink water, touch things, it's just part of our environment. And here's a way where you can just take a shower on the inside of your body every time you take this. And fundamentally, if you look at all the myriad of problems that we have and the names of them, if you think about that, there's actually only one disease, that's cellular malfunction in a technical sense. And so our body, which is comprised of trillions of cells, if they were all functioning properly, you could not be sick. How do you have healthy cells? Give them everything they need. We all know we should eat good nutrition, drink pure, clean water, lots of it, good night's sleep. All of those things keep our cells healthy. But it's equally more and more critical that we don't give them what they don't need. And that's what this is all about. And Rick has come to the point where he says a healthy, clean body fixes itself. If all of your cells are healthy, you're healthy. And that's what this is important about. Now, the thing I think is really wonderful is this idea of may you never know what you're preventing. We've got cataloged lots of miracles. One of the interesting things, I believe, if you take this as directed, it's 10 drops every twice a day. But Marcy, who had a health crisis, heard about the dog story, and so she decided to take more of it. And what was wonderful is she was told that she had 2 months to live, and 2 months later, she had a PET scan, everything was gone. Now, one of the things we want to stress is I'm not a doctor. This is a product that we don't work in healing, curing. We don't diagnose, treat, prescribe, but we can make functional claims that when you take this, it does go into the bloodstream and remove heavy metals. That's all there. And so you can look all of these things up. But the thing I think is really amazing is we've got lots and lots of amazing stories that happen within 90 days. And it's people that take more. And so my thought is this, carrying on this idea of may you never know what you're preventing. There was a moment when I got a diagnosis, and many other people, where they knew something was wrong. All of those things that are underlying it might take months, years, probably years before it actually expresses itself, but there it is, and you don't know. What if you actually did this 90-day program as a preventative? What if you did it once in a while just as a spring cleaning or a tonic? And I think that's the brilliance of this, is why wait till you have a problem? Why not just use this as a really powerful program? And I'm so excited about this. I've been involved in this sort of stuff, health products, for most of my life as a career. And it's been really wonderful. And the whole idea is have something unique, a fun story to tell. And when they use it, they feel the difference. And what if you actually had this on a subscription where you could get it regular at a better deal? And what if you felt the difference? And all of us, when we believe in something, we want to share it with people we love. And what if we actually put a strategic program where we put all of these things together? And that's what my friend Paul Stowers is launching. He's also been involved in this for a long time from the business side as a distributor. And I think he's had an epiphany of just what this can do. And we're going to share the program with you. And I'm doing it. I got rid of something bad that I don't want. At that point, I decided I don't want it coming back, so I'm going to take it all the time. And we got a lot of people like that. Everybody needs what we have. What I've shared with you, this story, almost no one has heard of zeolite, let alone clenoptilolite, let alone activated micronized clenoptilolite. And so we've got a market of millions of people need this, and HER's a really clear path to do this. We're going to make the world healthy and wealthy. Paul Stowers, tell us what you got.
Dave, thanks for that introduction. And like you, 4.5 years ago, I didn't have the bad things in my body like you had that saw the body heal itself within that 90-day time frame. But before Avini was ever thought of, Rick was selling his product through other companies, and that's how I came across a Cell Defender. I got that opportunity phone call and driving to Florida, and I almost said no because I wasn't looking for an opportunity at that time, but he said enough about the product and how it removes heavy metals, and it just caught my attention. I was 52 at the time. A week later, I hear Doug's testimony, how, that miracle story of 90 days. And in that particular company, we received 15 bottles in our package when we made the purchase. And so I ended up doing inadvertently what we now are calling the Clean Start 90 Health Reset. I ended up doing that where I did about 5 bottles a month for 90 days, or 10 drops 10 times a day, give or take, where I did that program. And in my 90-day experience back then, I had some health issues that I was pre-diagnosed with from a doctor verbally, 3 years worth of symptoms that all went away. And I had other great benefits, stamina, brain fog, a lot of things just cleared up. And I just became a believer and started really replicating that process with other people. And then a year later, Avini got started, where Rick and Neil, they decided, hey, we need to launch our own company. And Rick became one of the primary owners, who was the category creator of this product. And since then, we've grown into an amazing company with a whole line of products that help your body heal itself. And what I hear now, having been a part of Avini for 3.5 years since launch, what I realized is that the Cell Defender, the star of the show, I realized that all of our products, and really all the products you could take out there in the marketplace, I've come to the personal conviction, and have been at this for quite a while, that everybody needs a clean start. I don't care what you do for your health. I don't care what nutritional supplements you do, how much exercise, how good you eat. Because of the toxic world we live in, and I don't care if you're 20 years old, 40 years old, 80 years old, or older, everybody should start with a clean start. And so a couple months ago, and then I had 4.5 years ago, prior to Avini starting, I had this idea of doing a 90-day heavy metal detox challenge. And really, when we even launched Avini, we did it without really having a full-blown program. We really were teaching and doing that. But I come full circle and saying, look, everybody needs a clean start. Everybody has to start somewhere. Of all the things you could do, cell defender, because of the toxic world, the heavy metals that bioaccumulate in the body, we all need to start there. Even to make a case for a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old why they need to do it. In 2005, the Environmental Working Group did a pretty extensive research project on umbilical cords, and found over 200 heavy metals and toxins that were being passed from the mother to the child. And that was back in 2005. So all of us, even at birth, and think about how much more it's today, all of us are born in a toxic world. We're taking them in at epidemic levels, and it's affecting us at all levels. And you don't have to have something critical, quote unquote, something that's a death sentence to say, I need to pay attention. All of us are being affected at different levels because our bodies just are inefficient in getting these things out. So with that, what I started formulating a few months ago, starting with the name of what we would call it, and we've settled on Clean Start 90 Health Reset, because everybody needs a clean start. And again, no matter what you do beyond that, everybody at least has to start here, and it will radically change your life in this toxic world. I also have a personal goal, a team goal of having 1 million people participate in this Clean Start 90 program. 1 million people, that sounds like a lot of people, but together we can achieve that. And so what the Clean Start 90 program does, and I'm going to take you through a slide presentation. I'm not going to go actually do the presentation. I'm just going to walk you through what the slide looks like, talk about the outline. I've got documents that, both from training perspective as well as a wellness snapshot, all these things, I'll walk you through that, kind of saying these are documents you can download. And then when someone enrolls, you have a whole system of how to walk somebody through the steps and how to invite and we'll be doing live presentations throughout the week. We'll have recorded ones, so it'll be accessible 24/7. But what the program is, it's a clear 90-day wellness it's a clean 90-day wellness reset. It's a structured plan that removes the guesswork. When you're out, and from a marketing perspective, a confused mind does nothing. So simplicity of focusing on what everybody needs to do, and you can't get it anywhere else. That's the exclusivity of what we have with Avini. You cannot get a clinically proven, safe, effective way to get these heavy metals and toxins out through a product like Cell Defender anywhere else. We have it, and no one else has it. But by putting it into a program that's easy to explain for a brand new person to say, okay, I know I at least need to start here and add this and build a 90-day health reset in my body, I then can find other people to do the same thing and replicate that, because it's structured, because and it removes the guesswork. So a system that turns and then really at the end of the day, it's a system that turns products into a movement, right? So we have, again, we're not a one product company. This is our flagship product. This is our tip of the spear. This is the place everybody needs to start at the bare minimum to, again, put yourself in a space where your body can heal itself. So what I want to do is, for the next few minutes, I'm going to take and walk you through the slide presentation that you have the ability, or will have the ability, to invite people to learn about the Clean Start 90 Health Reset. You'll be able to know when they're going to be live, have access to a recordable replay throughout the week once we get that in place. So again, would be the presentation to introduce somebody. We have also training on how to actually invite somebody to the Zoom. What's that look like? And again, something that a brand new distributor who wants to be a part of the movement can immediately replicate and duplicate right away without much thinking, much thought. They're just a part of the movement. All right. So let me share my screen here. I don't think you got to let me share my screen, Dave. I just sent the request. All right. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So Dave, do you see the screen that I'm sharing? I lost my sound with you, Dave. You're on mute.
I can see it.
All right. So this is just the landing page that they'd see when they come to the presentation. Clean Start 90, join the movement, transform your future, reclaim vitality, restore balance, renew your health. All right. So it's really about joining this movement to get to 1 million people and helping them transform their future, and not just transform their future, by the way, with their health. That's the starting point. Also transform their future financially, because we have a major opportunity. So here's the outline: understanding the serious risk linked to ongoing toxins and heavy metals. That's the first thing we'll establish. Then we'll talk about the solution, a science-based, results-driven, clinically proven product, right? We'll talk about what the Cell Defender is. We'll talk about the heart behind the mission, who Avini Health is. And then we'll set up and we'll talk about the Clean Start 90 program. It's a 90-day journey to cleanse, reset, and renew your health from the inside out. And then lastly, what's next? Your Clean Start program starts now. Join the movement. And then how do you get started? And you'll see how we set that up. So that's what we talk about. This presentation is about 30 minutes long. So it's not a long presentation. And it's not designed to answer all the questions. It's going to give them the 50,000-foot view of why they need this program, that we live in a toxic world, expose them to the solution, and then talk about the program and what that looks like and how they get started. And then the enroller, whoever invited them, right, the follow-up, the meeting after the meeting is when you can answer questions and, okay, let's get you started. What do we need? That type of thing, right? So this is just a flyover view. So I say the next 30 minutes could radically change your life like it changed my life. Let me tell you my story. And so I'll share my story at this point briefly of why we're here. And generally, I believe that the next 30 minutes could radically change their lives, right? It really can. It's changed thousands already, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Millions of bottles of this product have been sold. So we know through 20 plus years of this product being in the marketplace, what it can do for people if they implement. And then we'll play a short video. Now, this is a video you'll be able to send other people. We already have it available, of course, that called Your Journey to Better Health. But they may have already seen it, but I'll play the video again. It's only 4 minutes long, part of the presentation. And then what we'll do is we'll take a minute and we'll park there and we'll say, how does this affect you? Because I want people to not just watch the video and, wow, that's a bit, it's like, how does it, because at the end of the day, what the people are looking for on the other end is not what's in it. They don't care what's in it for you. You always have to put yourself in the position of asking they're going to say, what's in it for me? What do I get out of this at the end of the day? And so we want people to understand the severity of the problem. So we want people to agree, or at least after watching that video, would you agree we're facing a modern health crisis? Now, they might already understand toxicity in the environment and how it's affecting us. A lot of people don't. A lot of people this might be their first exposure to really understanding, wow, I didn't realize it had that kind of impact. But we want to ask that question. And then we want to say, would you agree this problem of this magnitude needs a solution? I want you to agree with me that, hey, this problem left unchecked is going to create a health crisis of epidemic levels. And then the third question we'll ask real quickly is just, what's the cost of doing nothing about the toxins within us? We know what the cost is. You can Google any sickness and disease you don't want to have out there and look at what the underlying current of most of that is derived from, right? These endocrine disruptors in your body, this polluted, toxic world we live in that 50 years ago maybe was a lot cleaner. Today, it's over 70,000 known toxins and heavy metals and in our food, air, water at unprecedented levels. And we're big filters, right? So if we don't do anything about it, we're just going to continue. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results. We have to do something different. We have to get to the root cause. And I believe Cell Defender is a part of that, getting the body back to solving the root problem so that the body, the miracle that it is, can heal itself. So I say this: a silent epidemic is robbing people of their health and their future until toxins are removed. Even the best nutrition can't restore balance. Right? It doesn't matter what you do. You can't out-nutrition heavy metals and toxins. So we want to park here and just get people to agree, because I think that because before I can get you to buy something or see that you have a need to buy something because it's really what's in it for them, they have to understand and really agree that there is a problem, right? And that problem is affecting me whether I have a serious health crisis or not. It's affecting everybody, right? So we need to get them to agree. Then from there, we would get to the next slide. Then we'll talk briefly about, let's take a closer look. If you don't really think it's affecting you, let's look at just heavy metal toxicity, not talking about forever chemicals or volatile organic compounds or toxic microplastic. What about just heavy metals, which are the biggest culprits underlying current to creating the sickness and disease out there? Let's look at common things. Okay, these are again, you can Google this, research this, but fatigue, low energy, frequent sluggishness, brain fog, memory loss, frequent headaches, migraines, unexplained aches, joint stiffness, inflammation, digestive discomfort, bloating, irregularity. And this is not the exhaustive list. These are just symptoms of potential toxicity. See, a lot of things we just, as we get older, we just assume, well, I'm just getting older, and we tolerate it, right? But these are leading to bigger things, like the more serious symptoms may include, but not all, more serious stuff, right? And at the end of the day, the real simple understanding is that toxic overload happens when your body's bucket spills over. Mark Hyman, MD, said that, right? It's just your body just can't get rid of it fast enough. It overflows, and then it starts to wreak havoc. It shuts down your body's natural ability to do what it's designed to do and creates the problem, right? I want people to understand that this is not just for people who have serious problems. This is for everybody. And it's for the 20-year-old. It's for the 30-year-old, the 50-year-old. Everybody needs a clean start 90 health reset, right? And then, of course, if there was a clinically proven way to remove these heavy metals and toxins from your health, would you start today? So we built the case. Now, of course, we will share the solution. There's a great website, if you're not familiar with it, called defendyourcells.com. That really lays a lot of it's really concise, and it takes Cell Defender and brings all of the information into one spot there. So it's a great resource that talks about Cell Defender, and we'll of course explain Cell Defender a little bit about the science. Again, not to be exhaustive, just to say, look, there's nothing like this out there. It's a 34-step secret proprietary process, right? Clinically proven product, the only product in the market that has clinical research to support its ability to do this. And it's unique in that it takes the heavy metals out through the pathway of the kidneys and urine, not through the liver, which is, we call that a vascular detox versus a cellular detox. Why is this different than other detoxes out there, right? And this is why it's so effective. And then we back that up with stories. And then at this point, we might have a live testimonial. We have multiple stories we could play. Obviously, we have avinitestimonials.com, but look, proven results, millions of bottles sold and counting. So we backed it up with science, and we back it up with testimonials. When you heard Dave's story in the beginning, and you heard mine, and you'll hear others as we go along. Well, so now we talk about the heart behind the mission. I want to build credibility. It's like we're not just creating this stuff selling out the back of our van, Dave. We have a real company run by amazing leadership. Neil Roth, our CEO, Rick Deitch, our CSO, Mickey Dillon, our executive VP of sales, and we're debt-free and all that kind of stuff. And Avini Health is uniquely positioned to address this global health crisis with groundbreaking scientific products with exclusive worldwide distribution rights, right? So we set that up. And then I want people to understand, we now have expanded. When we started 3.5 years ago, we were in a 6,000 square foot facility. Now we're in 35,000 square feet. And we're certainly not just making Cell Defender anymore, right? We're not just a one product company. We have products that deal with immune support and vitality and joint and tendon support and pain relief and energy and brain function, cardiovascular and digestive and hormonal. And these are exclusive proprietary products you can't get anywhere else. But Avini not only offers these life-changing products, but it's our system that turns those products into a movement, right? Because in Cell Defender, the star of the show that makes all this other stuff work better, or anything else you do, everybody has to start with something. They have to start at home base to, again, create a clean slate for your body to function better. And then when you do put good nutrition or other supplements, exercise, all that other stuff, you'll get the maximum benefit from it. So the system starts here. What is that program? Clean Start 90 is a simple, powerful 90-day wellness journey designed to help you begin restoring your health, renew your energy, experience the vitality you didn't think was possible. Why does it work? Because it's a clear, proven path to better health. It helps you reset your body, delivers results you can see, feel, and sustain, acts as a launching point to long-term vibrant living. Just 90 days to begin taking back control. Simply follow the steps consistently, intentionally, daily for 90 days, because we want people to think 90 days. Your body has been bioaccumulating toxins and heavy metals for a long time. The body's got this amazing machine, but it doesn't just automatically, I can do a little bit and have it just magically all go away, right? So this is why we talk about this in a 90-day concept, and we talk about how the system works. So once you're agreed, then it's let's do this. Okay, what's that take? You need to get an activation packet. Start with at least our $299 starter pack of 7 bottles of Cell Defender. Now we have other choices, but that's the minimal starting point. Set up your monthly reoccurring order, because again, we're going to get them to commit to doing not just 10 drops twice a day, but we're going to get them to commit to 10 drops 10 times a day or more for 90 days, which is going to take about 5 bottles a month for 3 months. And so we're going to tell them right up front that this is the commitment. This is what we're going to do for 90 days. And we're going to set you up on an auto subscribe for 5 bottles of Cell Defender in month 2 and month 3. So we tell them right up front, this is the program. This is what we're going to do. And then what you're going to do is complete a simple wellness snapshot, which I'm going to show you. So we're going to benchmark where they're at today on a scale of 1 to 10. And at the end of 90 days, we'll do it again. And when you finish your Clean Start, when you retake that wellness snapshot, this is where you can compare your results and validate it. Again, I think a lot of people without benchmarking, especially those that would say, oh, I'm healthy. I don't know about you, but I get a lot of time, oh, I don't need to do that. I'm fine. I don't really have any issues. But if you were to do a wellness snapshot with them and have them on a scale of 1 to 10, say, how's your brain fog? How's this? How's that? They might say, yeah, I'm probably a 4 or 5 on that scale. So if they mark that off and 9 days later, they're now at an 8 or 9, they can visually see, I moved the chain. I got better. I didn't realize that it was even affecting me. And so having that benchmark is key. And then we'll have them write a short testimony and share that experience with others, right? And that's really the foundation, the core engine of what we're talking about. And then who do you know that could benefit from taking this? We want them to start thinking, because if we're going to reach 1 million people, we need their involvement. When they understand the need for themselves to do this, we ask the question, we recap a few things here, but we ask the question, think of 3 people you care about. Family member, friend, coworker, who could benefit from starting the Clean Start Health Reset today. We get them to automatically write those names down. Who is that person that you care about? Who do you know needs to do this? We know everybody needs to do it, but there are people in our lives that we really care about, and we want to see them experience vibrancy in their life as well. So we're getting them to understand that imagine the ripple effect, that 3 become 9, 9 become hundreds, and then eventually 1,000, each person reclaiming their energy, clarity, in life. And all of us collectively together can achieve this goal. And then we again move a little bit into the opportunity, because we as our cooperative compensation plan, we are the marketers of our company. Without us going out there and finding new people and getting new people and then those new people getting new people, we don't have a company. We can have a 35,000 square foot facility. We can have all the best of the best. But without us replicating and duplicating and getting new people to want to replicate and continue to grow that team and get it to exponential growth, we'll just be a nice company. And that's fine, but we want to change the world. That's what I want to do. That's why I spent 2 months putting this together, because you know what? We need to grow. We need to get the masses onboarded, and this system, I believe, can help do that. And then we talk about join the movement, transform your future. The timing couldn't be better for you to participate when you look at the economics of what's going on in the marketplace, and awareness of toxins and health risk is fueling massive growth. So don't miss the growth curve. Be a part of the movement, right? Transform your future. And this is what I love, this statement here. Opportunity becomes purpose when it empowers others to reclaim their health. So opportunity becomes purpose when it empowers others to reclaim their health. That's really the epitome of when you can tie opportunity to your purpose, then that empowers others to, when it empowers others to reclaim their health, and my goodness, you have the best of the best, right? There's nothing better than being able to take and make money, but there's nothing even greater than that to see how lives are transformed and vibrancy is lived, right? And to be a part of both things. And both things are just as important, but you can't have one without the other. You got to, so I believe that when you have the understanding that my purpose, my opportunity becomes purpose when I empower others to reclaim their health, that driving force and joining that, then there is nobody that can talk me off saying that, why they shouldn't be a part of this, right? Because now I'm invincible in the marketplace where when there's a lot of negativity. And so then we talk about how to get started. We have 3 choices: good, better, best. Good, of course, participate. Do the Clean Start 90 health reset for yourself. Better is do it for yourself, and let's invite 3 people. And in doing that, and we'll teach them to do this in 30 days. Get their 3 new participants in 30 days. We'll help them do that. It will pay for their program, and it will turn it into a part-time / full-time business. And I'll show you some documents we have to support those numbers right after they've enrolled. And then the better way, you might be saying, man, I know a lot more than 3 people. Well, invite 12 in your first 30 days. Let's get this really launched. Everybody else just invites 3, and we'll show you how to pay for your program and turn it into a lifestyle business. So that's the slide. So we'll take people live through this presentation, and we'll have multiple times throughout the week, during the day, during the evenings. We'll have a recording of this that you just simply have to put people into the funnel, if you will, by getting them on these presentations. Now, in the packet of downloadable documents, I have a welcome cover letter that tells my story. Welcome to the movement, the story, and here's how we got started. So you'll be able to print this off and create a packet that when someone enrolls, you'll be able to give this to them. You'll also have the wellness snapshot here, and it's got 10 categories, all general. And by the way, this is for your own personal use. So if someone does not want to share this information, they don't have to, right? This is by their choice. If they decide to do the snapshot on their own, they don't have to give it to the upline. That's just HIPAA laws. But most people will probably not have a problem. And we'll benchmark them. So just in the neurological, brain fog, check. Memory issues, check. Trouble focusing, mood swings, check. Anxiety, depression, numbness, whatever. They'll check off those things. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you fit? 1 being being the poorest quality, 10 being the best. So we'll have them take this. And if you notice, I have a place for their name and their start date. In 90 days, there's another one identical to that. It's their name and their end date. And this is where we'll do it in 90 days. Now, I'm going to tell somebody, look, you're going to start feeling probably better in the first day, first week, first month, but we're not going to benchmark you for at least 90 days until after you've done the 10 drops 10 times a day for 90 days. Then from here, I have a checklist. So this is as the enroller, you'll have this checklist to go over with them. So once they enrolled, you'll say, yep, they've enrolled. Maybe they added some immunity mushrooms, some nano silver. So as the independent distributor, now that they're onboarded and they're willing to do the Clean Start 90 program, I'm in, let's do this. Okay, the meeting after the meeting is where you can individually, depending on who they are, you might say, you know what, just do the 90-day, 5 bottles a month for 90 days. Let's just get you started there. But other people, you may know, you know what, you really should probably add some immunity mushrooms to that, or some nano silver, or even the plus balance. But that's up to you how you want to lead that. We're just talking about the initial system to get them launched and what everybody will commit to at the minimum. There you'll write in also what their website name is, their username and password, their support team contacts, enroller, their upline diamond phone numbers, who they contact. They're auto-subscribed. Did you get them set up with their 5 bottles of Cell Defender? And so no matter when they enroll in that month, part of the commitment is that the next month and the month after, they're going to get an auto-subscribe of 5 bottles at a minimum. And you're going to set that up right then and there. Okay, that's part of the system. And they already know that, of course, and we're going to show them how to pay for that if they decide to want to get 3 or 12 and grow with us. Complete your beginning wellness. So then you're going to have them take their wellness snapshot. Then you're going to have them download the Avini Advantage mobile app. Then you're going to take them, and we're going to have this. It's not up right now, but we'll have cleanstart90.com. You'll be able to go to that website here in the next several days. and you'll be able to download all the documents that you're seeing here. Eventually, I'll have just one download that you can download the whole packet, but right now they're individual. And then you're going to complete your Clean Start 90 orientation. Okay, so now you're going to sit with this new person. Remember, when you enroll them, that's your responsibility as the upline leadership or the new enrollee to orientate them on all the things we just did. But you're going to orientate them on the Clean Start 90 program, right? We're gonna show them how to invite people, and we'll go over that here in a second. We're going to talk about just the compensation plan and how that works, and if they're inviting 3 or 12, and how that's going to pay for their program, how it's going to turn into a business. But that's an orientation that you'll do with them, right? And we'll teach them how to use the script to invite people, how to use the app, all that kind of stuff. So that's the orientation. Then congratulations. So that little outline is for you to sit down with that new distributor who's making the commitment to doing the program, and then walking them through the steps. Then we have, and I'm going to end with how to invite people. So I'll come back to this as we wrap up the day. But there's a whole invitation to script and how to take them step by step. We'll go over that here in a second. But I want to show the numbers. So what's interesting is our compensation plan is a volume-based compensation plan. Yes, we get paid upfront bonuses for enrollment. We get paid rank bonuses and leadership management bonuses and other ways we get paid. But the core engine of our compensation plan is a trinary compensation plan, and it's driven by volume. And what we're replicating here is that when somebody enrolls, what are we doing? We're immediately putting them on a 5-pack, $250 a month commitment for 2 months at a minimum for future orders of Cell Defender, because they're committing to the 90-day program, besides any other products that they would be ordering. And so this model here is based on, we had the good, better, best. So where do you see yourself fitting in? Good? Okay, do it for yourself? Fine. But for the better person, somebody that says, I'll do it for myself because I need to do it, but I know at least three people that should do this program. If we get them 3, and we're going to teach them to get 3 in their first 30 days. This document right here, if they're going to put their name, their start date, and the completion date when they get their 3 who enroll in the Clean Start 90 program. And they're going to fill in. And with the assumption that they do this in month 1, okay, from the day that they start, and then nothing else happens, but we replicate that month 2, we replicate that month 3. By the time that you hit the 4th month, with the amount of new distributors that are joining for the Clean Start 90 program, plus the people who are on auto ship, you would have over 17,000 in volume in that 4th month if it happened month 1, month 2, month 3. Now, this is a perfect world system. This is not going to happen this way. This is just a mathematical formula that shows how our compensation. So how many people here would like to be Ruby in the next 3 or 4 months, if you're not already? And imagine what's month 5, month 6, month 7 will continue to grow into, right? And remember, at the end of 90 days, once they're done with their Clean Start 90 and they've been spending $250 a month minimum on their 5 bottles of Cell Defender, what are we going to do at that point, right? Well, they might want to continue that. They had such great results. They may want to continue that program, or we will say, now that you've got your Clean Start reset, if you're not using our other products, now let's convert that money, because you're making money now. Let's convert that into other products that can continue to bring great vitality to your health. So we'll just shift that money that they're already spending, they're making money, and they're able to replicate the system. But look, this is the core engine. Now look at what happens if you said, you know what, I'll get 12 people and everybody else gets 3. Look at the math, how it changes. So if you go out and get 12 people in the next 30 days to do the Clean Start 90 program, and everybody else just gets 3, and by the way, this is just on Cell Defender. Imagine all the other products people are going to buy along the way or roll into, right? We're just basing this on our flagship star product and the Clean Start 90 program, not all the other stuff that they will buy, right? The volume by month 4, you would really be an Emerald executive by volume, right? Now we know that they need some customers. So here's the deal. When you talk to people about the Clean Start 90 program, as much as we like everybody to participate and do that, we know they're not. So guess what you're going to do? If they don't want to do the Clean Start 90 program for whatever reason, convert them into a customer. We have a line of products, whether it's hydration or fiber or plus energy or whatever, or Zoommunity mushrooms. We have a lot of other products, right? So go for somebody to do the Clean Start 90 program, which we can replicate and duplicate massively and settle for a customer or two along the way. And if you're out there talking to people, you'll have it. But again, look at the numbers. Imagine where you'd be at in 5 or 6 or 7 months with this. And the only difference is you got 12 instead of 3 to start, and everybody else got 3. So the numbers speak for themselves. So those documents you can print. Again, there's a place for them to write their names in, a name, start date, completed date. And we'd like to recognize people that complete this, that get their 3, get their 12. And we'll have a kind of a challenge to everybody that's been with the company for several years here as we wrap up today. But I want to close out with the invitation. So how do you get people to participate in this? What's the pitch? What's it look like? Hey, John, quick question. Hey, Dave, quick question. Have you ever heard about the Clean Start 90 Health Reset? It's one of the most eye-opening things I've ever seen in my life. No, what's it about? How much do you know about heavy metals and toxins and how they are silently affecting almost everyone's health? Oh, I know a little, know a lot, whatever. No matter what they say, a little or a lot, you pivot to permission. I totally get it. Before I say anything else, I want to send you a short 5-minute video. It explains what experts are calling the greatest hidden health crisis of the 21st century. It opened my eyes, and I think you'll really appreciate it. Dave, when do you think you'll get a chance to watch this, tonight or tomorrow? Perfect. I'll send it right now. I'll touch base with you after you watch it, and I'll make it to our next conversation so much more. It'll make our conversation beyond that so much more powerful, whatever. But you get the idea. What I love about this, and then at that point, of course, now you follow up. So how much did, and then you might ask this question. So Dave watches the video. Hey, Dave, how much did you already know about how heavy metals were affecting and toxins were interfering with people's health today? Wait for his answer. That's exactly why I'm fired up about this Clean Start 90 reset. What it's doing for people is incredible. This isn't a fad. It's a starting point for real health in a toxic world. The best way to really understand, Dave, what this reset does and why it works is to jump on one of our live Zoom sessions this week. They break everything down in a super simple way, and you'll get all your questions answered. We have several Zoom times this week. Which one works best for you, Dave? Or if there's a recorded one, let me play that for you. So that is the obviously you'll make it your own, but everybody who signs up with the Clean Start 90 program does not need training to really replicate that, right? They just have to believe that we're full of toxins. We live in a toxic world. They share a video. They know enough to say, look, this is why I'm so fired up, because this program's changing lives, whatever. We have a proprietary, clinically proven product that restores health or takes these toxins out of your body, and you need to learn about it. Right? And invite them to a live Zoom. Everybody can do that. And so this is in this script, and everything's in your you can download that. Here's the key to duplication. The core mindset is that you are not the expert. Okay. We understand that a brand new person, and even somebody that's been around this for a couple years, we are not the expert. Rick Deitch is the expert, right? But we're not the expert. Our job is to simply be a professional inviter. The tools, the video, and the Zoom do all of the explaining. That is the key. And then there's a minimum challenge commitment, right? So the base of everything, the replication is this. Do the Clean Start 90 personally. Invite 3. Help your 3 find 3. There's the program, right? Do the Clean Start 90 program yourself personally. Invite 3 others to join you and help your 3 find 3. And if we all just replicate, getting people to join the movement, transform their future, we will reach our goal of 1 million people. The gig economy business opportunity is mastering here's the keys to principles. Mastering one simple skill, inviting, is the key to success. If you could just master one thing and focus on one thing, is mastering how to become a professional inviter. Learning how to invite people to watch the short Clean Start 90 videos, the foundation of the entire system, and then show people how to find 3 and duplicate. And your program is paid for, right? And then if you want to accelerate your growth and go full-time and personally enroll 12, and then everyone else can, or 6 or 20 or 50. Now, I just want to make everybody understand there's no guarantees to income. We don't promise you anything. These are just mathematical formulas that if you implement, they will work. So that is in your packet as well. We will have an FAQ as in there. in the program we'll have that will also be a part of this. I don't have it done quite yet, but that'll also be able to be downloaded. Again, cleanstart90.com. When that's up, you'll be able to go to that site. In the interim, we'll have to just email you these documents, which Dave has and others I have, and so we'll have to get those to you. But that's the program, how it works, why I think it's going to work. In fact, I know it'll work because it's something that people can really be a part of, a crusade, a mission. It's a clear vision. It's, I need to do this. This is why I need to do this at a bare minimum. Everybody needs a clean start. I don't care what age you are. And this will allow us to attract younger people to the program as well. We need the 20, 30, 40 years old, but how do we get them? Helping them understand that they need a clean start, a reset as well. Because as Dave said earlier, the most powerful testimony we all would have is the one that we never would have to give. We don't want to get into bad shape and then find out that, oh man, I should have listened. I should have, would have, could have, right? So all the foundation is helping people understand that we live in this toxic world. The video will do that. You ask a few questions, we get them to these Zooms, and we replicate. So what we want to do as we wrap up today is I'd like to extend to the commitment or make a commitment. If you like the program, and I want to be clear, there are other systems out there. Other leaders have other systems. Mickey's got an amazing system, videos. There are other ways to get new people involved, new distributors exponentially growing. We're at a point where we have the foundation, a solid foundation to build on, and we got the base to build. Now we can build the empire. So I would just encourage you, it doesn't matter what system you follow. It could be Clean Start 90, could be other systems. Just plug into a system that you can replicate and duplicate with other people, and let's go make this happen, right? As Dave says, let's do this. I don't care how we do it, let's just do it. But what I'd love to see and do, I was talking with Dave about this, we'd love to see 1,000 people by the end of this year commit to getting 3 new people. So if you're a brand new distributor, if you're watching this replay and you're just getting started, or you've been with us from the very beginning, all of us, including myself, Clean Start 90, Health Reset, making the commitment to at least finding 3. So it's going to take a few weeks for this to get started, get going, everybody to get the documents and get their sea legs. But we'd like 1,000, minimum of 1,000 people. Imagine what that would look like if we get 1,000 people say, I'll get 3 new people. In 30 days from the commitment, 3 people. What's going to happen in January, Dave? We'd have 3,000 new people, right? And in February, we'd have 10,000 new people, and you can just exponentially grow that. Imagine what that will do for we won't have space in February at our conference, right? Our national convention, our summit, because we will have such massive growth. And so again, starts with a commitment. You've seen the program. If you like it, all the things are there. We'll support you in helping us replicate this and build this. So if you want to make that commitment, I'm going to give you a phone number. Dave, I don't know if you can put this up in the chat box. I don't if you can text this, but if you can, okay. Dave just put up a phone number, 208-981-1334. 208-981-1334. And this is what we want you to text. We want you to text your name, your full name. Text us who enrolled you, their full name. Text us your phone number. Yes, it's coming across by text, but put it actually in the text so we see it. And then just put down 3 or 12, or just say, I'm committed to 3 or I'm committed to 12. So again, I'm going to say that again. Text the number 208-981-1334 that I want to participate. And again, if you're watching this presentation, this training, because you just enrolled, everybody will do the same thing. Doesn't matter when we start, how long we've been involved. We just want to see who says, man, I'm in, let's go make this happen. And our goal collectively is that minimum of 1,000 people to say yes by the end of the year, okay? So text us your full name, text us your enroller's full name, text us your phone number in the body of the text, and then just say, I'm committed to 3 or 12. That way we'll build a master list. And as people achieve getting their 3, getting their 12, along the way, we'd like to recognize people as best as we can and just continue to grow that from there, because we know that this is a launch. This is our time between in the Thanksgiving to Christmas, this is a time to get ingrained in this program, get the commitments from people, get new people involved doing, and then having 1,000 going into the first year. That will change the trajectory just exponentially going into the first year. And then what else is there, Dave? We had one other thing. I had a note here and I can't read my notes.
Well, one of the things I love about this is it's not an experiment. This has worked again and again. Myself, I really got excited about something back in 1990, and I just knew it was going to be big. At the time, it was a rented office, and in the course of about 10 years, it was a multinational billion-dollar company, and I was a big part of that. And it was just basically having a clear track to run on. We had a product that everybody needed, nobody had, and we made a tool so we could share it with people. And this is all over again. It's a chance to just be at the right place at the right time, to be in a growth environment. And I think there's some common things that we all love and want to just have an abundant, happy life. And I think really fundamentally is so much of life is who we love and who loves us. We can't have too many friends. Here's a way to really get more friends and have close relationships. But wouldn't it be fun to work together doing work that matters? That's one of the greatest thrills, is just feeling accomplishment. I think it's hard to be happy if you're not in the process of accomplishment, that you're growing. We're built to grow. We're designed for achievement. And if you're not growing, you're dying. You can't stay the same. And I just think, oh my goodness, it's fun to wake up in the morning, even on a Monday, and think, oh boy, I love my job and I get to go do things and I'm excited. And everybody you touch, you could change their life forever. I love this idea that something wonderful can happen, but it might not have happened but by you. And here's an opportunity to just have such an amazing influence. I think also success really is if you can have a positive difference on another person. What would be more success will have a greater positive effect on a larger number of people. And here's a way to do that with a life-changing product. You do this in 90 days, your body is going to be happy and healthy. And you do this as a business strategically with effort, learning to be a professional inviter, teaching other people to be professional inviters. We've got all the tools and everything. So it isn't having to reinvent everything all over again. We've already got the people that make the product and everybody needs it, nobody has it. And so we just follow this and it will happen. And if you do it again and again, you get better at it and you keep doing it. Pretty soon you get a ratio, and the magic of large numbers just makes success inevitable if you're in the right place. And here we are. Millions of people need this. Nobody's heard about it, and they might not hear about it, but for you. And so seize the moment, and you'll be glad you did.
Dave, two things. Someone had asked about how does it work for married couples? Each person can be a distributor. You're correct. If a husband and wife are doing the Clean Start 90, one person becomes the distributor for $2.99, and then they would add and then because you're now a wholesale buyer, you would add 5 more bottles to your order when you check out, and you can get with your enroller on that. And you buy those 5 at wholesale, not at retail. And then when you do your auto subscribe for month 2 and month 3, you would just put 10 bottles in auto subscribe instead of 5 at the wholesale price. And by the way, when you do auto subscribe, you get 20% back on your order in what we call reward credits. So the reason why, not just it makes it convenient, but you actually get a deeper discount. It's not off you get the wholesale pricing, but that 20% then in reward credits you can use to buy free product in the future. But that's how a married couple will work. The last thing I would say, Dave, is that for those that have been in Avini for a while and have any amount of team, whether you have 5 on your team, 10, 20, 50, or thousands, this is a great way to resurrect people in your team, to call them up and say, hey, you joined Avini a year ago, 2 years ago. They just are launching this Clean Start 90 reset program, and I'd love to explain what it is. And I've already talked to several people in my organization that got involved, liked the products, but for whatever reason didn't get traction. And they're like, if you put this program together, we're in. Let's go. Let's make this happen. So I think it's a great way to just have a reason to call people in your organization. You have access to, you just go online and you can go into your back office and find all their contact information and just call them. Say, this is a great way to and reason to reach out to those people. And you'll be surprised at how many people, when you say, hey, we got this clear path to how to replicate, are you ready to start building? We've got the system. is a great way to refire up some people. But commitment is getting 3 new people. What we need as a company, what we need you guys to be a part of, and all of us, is this is about going after new people as well as refiring up the current people. And again, we don't, and I would say it this way, we don't need, I'll take that back. We don't need this to happen. The company's fine. We're fine. When I say we need to is if we're going to get to 1 million people, it's not going to happen based upon just us sitting back and living with what we have, right? It's going to take us to be the spokespeople to get out there and do it. Someone says, can we create a link that we can share with in our Avini app itself? No, I'm going to say this is a team-driven program or distributor program. This is not company driven. This is a program that I developed and had a vision for. Right now, what you can use from the app would be your journey to better health. Certainly you can share that video from there, but as far as having that in the app or anything else in the app, just keep in mind, this is a distributor run program. As an independent distributor, I just had this idea of how to, with my 35 years of experience in the industry and what I've been doing the last 4.5 years, what's happened for me, I just had this vision, and I'm just bringing that vision to life and sharing with those that want to participate. So but really at the end of the day, by having cleanstart90.com where you can download the things you need, and there'll be a calendar, all this stuff. It's really simple as long as you have access to share the video. The other place you can share the video at is a website called fixtoxins.com. So if you want to use that, you can. Fixtoxins.com will take you right to the journey to better health. The only thing that's there is that video, but you also have access to your mobile app. Great question. Just keep that in mind as we go along here. Can you please repeat how to join the movement and what to include in the next text to Valerie? Sure. Okay. So what we want you to do is text. So for those that want to participate, say, I'm going to get 3 new people. I want to be a part of the 1,000 that can make that commitment by the end of the year. I'm going to get 12 people, whatever you're going to commit to. And these are new people besides firing up some of your old people, but we want 3 new, 12 new, is you're going to text 208-981-1334, 208-981-1334, that phone number. You're going to text your name, your full name, who your enroller is, their full name, and then you're going to put in your phone number, your full phone number, and just say, I'm committed to 3 or 12 or 20 or whatever you want to commit to, but at least 3 or 12. So that's how we can help. Again, we just want to get an idea. We have a personal goal of getting 1,000 people to participate. So this will help us to kind of see how many want to join what we're doing. Awesome. Dave, I think that answers all the questions. We're a little bit after noon or 12 o'clock here. So sure. This is not my program. I have the welcome letter as the creator of the program, telling my story as the diamond leader. But obviously, if you have your own story, add it to it. Add it to that packet. So when you enroll somebody, they're getting my story and your story. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Great. Good stuff.
Just a couple of thoughts. Okay, so here we are, November. It's going to be 2026 before we know it. And I think there's this tradition we all think about, oh my goodness, okay, here's this new year, all bright with its possibilities before us. I need to do something different. What do I want to do when we make these resolutions? This would be the time to start thinking about what do you want 2026 to be? And I think if you just look across anybody, pretty much New Year's resolutions involve being more healthy, being more wealthy. This would fit right in. Also, a thing that is really fun is 90 days. You do anything for 90 days, you can change everything about your life. If you get into a program like this, it'll change everything. And also in 90 days, pretty much 90 days from now, it's going to be February. And so remember Valentine's Day, February 14th. That's easy to remember because that's where the event is going to be at a Tuscany Resort and Casino. It's a really lovely venue. It's off the strip, very quiet, very nice. It's going to be amazing. And if you order your tickets before the end of the year, you get a steep discount, and that's tax deductible. But also one of the things I think is really interesting is just the reality of how our economy is and everything. It's pretty much everybody has a gig, something on the side. And boy, wouldn't it be fun to actually have a business of your own? I think that's the great American dream is, boy, one of these days I'd like to have a business of my own. And One of the things that's really fun is if you enter ownership, one of the great things is just autonomy, the opportunity to direct your own life, to be in your own driver's seat of your life instead of someone else, and you controlling that. And you want to be your own boss, you want to be a hard one. You want to get yourself up and get yourself to do things. It's fun to be excited about this, but then it comes down to the discipline of contacting people day after day. You do that. One of the things that's really fun is there's literally two different IRSs. One is W-2 and one is 1099. And would you rather pay taxes on your gross or on your net? And having a business like Avini opens up all sorts of amazing benefits, like going to the convention and writing that off, doing all sorts of wonderful things, purchasing this kit to get started. That's absolutely amazing. And the government, they realize before they can take our money, we have to make some. And the backbone is business, specifically small business. And so get in business for yourself and call your own shots. And then the thrill is being able to teach other people to do that. And most people, their work experience is linear. Go to work, get paid. Go to work, get paid. Even if you own your own business, it's linear. Go to work, get paid. Here's a thing that is just phenomenal. You go to work, but then you go to work and go to work helping other people go to work. And right at first, it's you doing all the work. But as you enroll other people and they get excited, they plug into this track to run on, which is very simple and elegant. That's the power of it. And then we have these wonderful products to share. Nobody knows about it yet. Everybody needs it. It's going to start growing. And you'll have this thrill where not only do you own a business, but the business actually has a life of its own. The time will come. You'll wake up in the morning and look at your computer, and there'll be new people there. Where did they come from? You shared it with somebody who shared it with somebody who shared it with somebody. And it's just that's the way you want to live your life. It's just so fun. So jump on in. The water's fine.
Let's do it, Dave.
Let's do this.
Thanks, everybody.